This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain shocking revelations, violence, and sexual themes. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I are playing the Alien role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The scenario is called Destroyer of Worlds. It was written by Andrew E.C. Gaska, and it's available from Free League Publishing. Our game AI is Tyler Hudak, and this is episode 2. Our recap will be given by Holly Buto as her character, Captain Silva. So without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Holly?
Field log, Captain Silva. Fuck, it's been a long day. The oil wars rage on, and they've staged us on this shithole backwater moon Ariarcus to begin a takeover of 61 Cygni. Tensions are high between colonists and Marines as everyone just wants to get the hell off this dump as soon as they can. Major Hatfield assembled a group of us to track down some defectors, 4 Marines, trying to smuggle some classified data off-world. Group of sin eaters, I've been told. A fucking disgrace to the name. We'll do what needs to be done, and with some respect. God knows I'll be herding cats with these chuckle fucks assigned to me. 3 PFCs, Logan, Hammer, Spears. Group of loose cannons on a roid rage, but at least they follow orders. And a medic by the name of Chaplin. An android, which is fine by me. Dependable. Stable. More than the rest. We followed a lead on a dive bar called the Eye of Oblivion and made friendly with the locals. After some artful negotiation from the privates, we learned that the Marines had a meeting at the bar. 1 never showed, 2 left before the meeting, and 1 called Reese was completely shit-faced. Got the name of a guy called Botas, a leader of the resistance of the UPP, who told them to meet here with a man named Ivan Stolz. The local marshals picked up Reese last night for drunk and disorderly, and it seems that the rest of the Marines are nowhere to be found. We were able to place a tracker on one of the locals that knew the Marines when Chaplin generously provided first aid to him after he injured himself. Hopefully we get a location on the rat's nest. Upon leaving the bar, we were met by a representative of Wayland Yutani. Seems like the company also has an interest in our wayward brothers. She offered passage off-planet in exchange for the information they had. Seemed to think she was offering us a real boon. We'll need to keep an eye on that as well. We're currently at the marshal's office with Reese and a civilian we're pretty sure is Stolz. I've sent Hammer and Spears to retrieve Reese. Stolz claims that Reese and his crew had biological samples to trade with Botas. The others were taken to their headquarters. Once we finish this interrogation, we'll track that location down too.
All right. When we left off, Silva, Chaplin, and Logan were in the interrogation room, and Spears and Hammer were in the holding area where you just found Reese. His chest exploded out, and a nearly black in color creature thing dropped from the ceiling near some ductwork. It must have been hiding in the ceiling near the door to the holding area. You both are in holding area or cell number 4 where Reese was. The first thing that I'd like everybody, well, actually, the first thing that we're going to do is Hammer and Spears, you both take a stress for seeing this creature. And I would like everybody to roll initiative. Remember, just roll a d10 and tell me what you get highest is going to be higher. All right, so Hammer gets 3.
7.
Spears is 7. Chaplain is 4. Logan is 1. And
10, sorry.
Oh, 10.
I can't do... Nope, hands right.
Silva, what did you get?
I'm sorry, Tyler. What are we rolling? I apologize.
That's fine. D10.
Okay. Sorry. Also, oh no, a 1.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Nobody got duplicates. One thing that I'll let you all know too, at the beginning of the rounds, beginning of combat rounds, you are allowed to switch initiative with somebody else that you can talk to, and everybody has headsets and comm units, so you can talk to everybody. So this, just to let you know, this is the order. Since this is our first combat, I won't go through this every time, but the order in which initiative is Logan, then the Xeno, then Spears, Chaplain, Hammer, then the Xeno again, because it gets to go twice, and then Silva. So I will let you all, does anybody want to switch initiative with anybody else? Obviously, you both have to agree to doing it. If not, all right. Logan, you are in the interrogation room. What would you like to do?
I'm still leaning on... actually, I want to kind of lean up closer to this suspect sitting at the chair and be like, so come on, Ivan. It's Ivan, right? Why don't you go ahead and just spill your guts for us, and that way we can get all the info we need and then get the fuck out of here. Might even give you some more antacids while we're at it.
And he starts rubbing his chest again. You can see that he's kind of salivating a little bit at that. He wants that relief.
We got some Vicks Vapor Rub in the APC, too. Fix your ride up.
Go ahead and give me another manipulation roll.
Okay. I think I get a single dice for that one. Let's see.
Logan, Vicks Vapor Rub doesn't actually do anything.
No.
So he kind of looks at you, and you can tell he's thinking about it in his head, and then it's like, no, look, I'm here with the marshals now. They've already arrested me. They've taken me in. There's nothing that you can do that can sweeten the pot here. With that, the alien, it starts to charge forward. It's going to use both of its actions to move. The holding area is set up into zones. We'll say that one half of the holding area is one zone. The other half of the holding area, where it kind of makes like a 90-degree turn, is a second zone, and then each of the cells are its own zone. You are all, again, or you both are in cell number 4. This takes the Xeno to right outside cell number 4. Spears, what would you like to do?
Holy shit! It's right there.
It's right there.
Can I close the cell?
You can, actually, if you'd like.
I'm going to do that.
All right, so that would be that'd be your fast action, so you still get a slow action.
Okay,
the door slams shut.
And is there any furniture?
There's a cot.
I'm gonna try and get behind that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can jump behind the cot. It was kind of against the far wall.
Yeah.
You'll have to push it out. I mean, are you trying to lift it up and make it a barrier, or
yeah, let's do a barrier.
Okay. It is still kind of wet with excuse me. It's still kind of wet with Reese's blood, but yeah, you were able to kind of quickly using the adrenaline push it up. You've got this very flimsy cot right in front of you. That will take us to Chaplain. Chaplain, again, were you in the interrogation room with everybody? I think you were.
Yeah, I was with Captain Silva.
Okay. What would you like to do?
I'm at the moment, I'm just observing. I'm not aware that anything is going on. Is there a way that I can hear something odd, like gel door slamming?
So yeah, you definitely would have heard Spears in the comm unit yell, "Oh my God, what the hell!" as he and the running around. In fact, as you are as this goes on, or as you hear this come over the comm unit, you also hear Mason start to. Mason is one of the two Marines that's still in the APC, with Iona being the other one. Mason is. She starts to kind of not scream, but you hear her going, "Oh God, no, it can't be."
Captain, something's terribly wrong going on in there. The prisoner have escaped.
Escaped.
All right.
Well, you hear them yelling.
You hear over the hammer, the devil himself has come here because of UPP. The wages of communism are death. And his fast action is to pull his gun, and his slow action is to try and shoot this thing through the bars.
Sure. Go ahead.
All he's got is his crummy pistol, but luckily he's stressed out of his mind. So that is... Oh, all right. Nothing on the stress die, but 3 successes with
Awesome.
a normal damage of 1.
So that means you have 2 additional successes. Do you just want to apply those to damage?
Let's go for it.
So so 3 total damage. You shoot. You can. It's pretty dark in here. It's not like pitch black, but the lights from basically the emergency lights are basically all that's on, because they had lowered the lights, and you can see you hit this thing dead center. Your Marine training kicks in. You hit it dead center. Doesn't seem to affect it at all. With that, it slams itself against the bars. Let's see here.
Hammer there's just this blam, blam, blam. Shit.
Oh, geez. So the bars, it slams itself. It just like runs full speed using its strength. Its tail comes whipping into the cell, just barely missing Hammer. Spears is kind of far back, and you can see that the cell door didn't come completely off, but it's not going to last much longer. This takes us to Silva.
Okay, so I hear gunfire.
You hear
shouting,
at this point, you hear
slamming.
gunfire, shouting. Yeah.
All right, Chaplain, Logan with me, and we're running.
Right,
I don't know if anyone's bothering to slam the door behind us. Honestly, that's not my priority. I'm going first. I'm leading, and I'm going straight for them. So.
Okay. You can use both your actions to move in this case,
Okay.
if you want. So this would take you out into the bullpen. As you leave and as you tell everybody this, the Ivan is kind of sitting there. He's like, what's going on? You get into the bullpen, and the marshals are kind of looking around a little confused, trying to figure out, did we actually just hear gunfire? They look very confused. This takes us to the top of the initiative. Again, does anybody want to switch? Okay, not hearing anything. So Logan.
Following orders. I'm going
All
to book it out the room, trying to head towards the noise of gunfire.
All right, that'll take you out into the bullpen as well. Just like I said, the marshals are really confused what's going on. You do see that the marshal that was standing right outside the door to the cell area has backed away a little bit. If you recall, he was standing there so that he could let out Hammer and Spears when they were ready to come out, because they had to be buzzed out. He's looking a little concerned and backing away a little bit, his hand going to his sidearm. This takes us to our friendly little guy here. He back in the cell, he goes back and tries to break through again. He uses both of his actions to, again, crash into the cell door. The metal has started to actually bend inwards where it has come, where it has hit. You know that it is not going to last much longer. And as it does this, it looks at both of you, Hammer and Spears, and its mouth open wide, and you can see a inner set of jaws come out and almost hiss at you. This takes us to Spears.
So I understand that light firearms don't really damage this thing, so it's time to get out the can opener. And that's what I call my rocket launcher. And from my understanding, this doesn't do blast damage, and it's armor piercing.
Correct.
So
armor piercing means that the armor is half. For whatever you shoot.
I'm going to shoot this motherfucker in the head.
Go for it.
Okay.
Absolutely. So it'd be ranged combat plus agility plus whatever your bonus is for that. I don't know what that is. I think it's just 1.
5.
5 damage.
5 successes.
Oh, geez, 5 successes.
Yes.
So that would be if wow. So that's it automatically does 5 damage, and then you could add another 4 damage to it for a total
let's
of
do
9. Yeah, you the rocket from your RPG. You're standing behind. Well, actually, tell me how you do this, because you're kind of standing behind the bed. Do you like fire right through the little grooves in the bed, or do you step around?
Yeah, so I know I have one chance at this, right? So I'm gonna get out of the cover with a cot and fire between the bars where it's just open its face hole. Mm-hmm. That's where the rocket's gonna go. The back blast might hurt me a little, but that's a risk I'm willing to take.
Yeah. So you do that. The rocket goes barreling past Hammer. It feels like it went right past your head, hits this thing dead center, and the thing just explodes. You hit it right on point. As it explodes, you can it almost goes up in this spray of mist and viscera and gore. You both realize though pretty quickly that the mist, you can hear the sizzling and cracking of as the mist of this creature sprayed, almost like it's whatever it's landing on is being eaten away with its obvious acid blood. The rest of you in the bullpen hear this explosion. All of the marshals dive to the ground. The door, I will even say, because of the force of the explosion, Hammer and Spears, it kind of pushes you back against the cell wall, and the door to the cell rooms just explodes out, comes off its hinges. It kind of misses everybody, fortunately, but some smoke starts to come out, and we are now out of combat.
Holy
process,
shit!
I would have grabbed Captain Silva and whipped her around and thrown myself in front of her in the blast.
Did you
Spears,
fucking
Hammer,
see that, Hammer?
Spears, Hammer,
What the fuck, dude? What I miss, man?
What powers of darkness can stand against us? And he's using Reese's shirt to wipe off some of the acid that kind of splattered because he was up front. He's just using the dead man stuff. Reese is dead, and he brought hell with him.
Tango down.
What the fuck are you talking about? Give me a goddamn status.
Oh my god, you're gonna have to look for yourself.
Oh, if you could pick the pieces.
The smoke starts to clear from the cell area hallway, and those of you who are in the bullpen can kind of see the light kind of shining in. And at the very end of the hall, you can see Hammer and Spears. Hammer, I think you're still probably holding at least pieces of Reese in front of you, and whatever was there, you just kind of see this alien looking body parts just kind of splattered everywhere.
The hell happened here? What did you do to him?
That's how the Marines do it. Hell yeah.
To be fair, Captain, he was dead when we came in here.
Jesus Christ. Thank you, Chaplain.
There was a fucking alien. Emphasis on was.
What are you talking about, Spears?
Look at this. And I point at its head that's kind of.
What the fuck is this?
I think
Chaplain, have you seen anything like this?
I think it broke in, right?
Still prettier than your last girlfriend.
Hey, come on, brother. That's a low blow.
The acid seems rather volatile. Gentlemen, I can see it on it's eating through the floor of the building. You better take off your flak jackets or whatever. Don't get that stuff on your skin.
Yeah, the spray, has definitely irritated both of your skin. You can kind of see it bubbling the armor a little bit, but everything seems to be intact. You seem to be far enough away. In game terms, in order to be affected by acid splash, you need to be in engaged range, and you were at short range.
All right, I want a full report. What did you see? Spears, hammer, come on.
Okay, I mean, we went to retrieve Reese. We saw it was kind of dark, and he was lying down, so I went in to just cuff him because that'd be easy. And then I think Hammer, he lifted him up and there was a fucking hole in his chest. And then when we got out to
points towards hole in chest.
Yeah. And when we tried to exit,
Chaplain.
Yes, sir.
That idiot in the other cell, he was complaining about chest pain.
Whoa, you don't think
to do with this?
I don't know. I don't have any experience with this.
Do you think this is related, Captain?
I don't fucking know. So you picked him up. He had a hole in his chest. That thing was in the cell with him.
It was like waiting for us at the entrance of the block.
So you think it attacked him?
Like a coward.
It might have attacked him.
It must have attacked
my
him.
character turns and goes to the other cell. Back to
I reload the rocket launcher.
Be careful, Chaplain. One of those things could be in there with him.
Marshall,
I'm gonna follow Chaplain.
I want a better gun.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, Logan and Chaplain, you go back into the interrogation room, and Ivan's sitting there. He's kind of looking around, like, what the hell's going on? What was that explosion? He's still kind of rubbing his chest too.
Can you tell me what you were exposed to, young man?
Exposed? I wasn't exposed to anything. What are you talking about? Is there a disease going around? What's going on?
I'm going
You told us
pull out
that the Marines had a biological sample that they were trying to smuggle over to the UPP. What the fuck was that biological sample? Is this some kind of disease we're dealing with here, Chaplain?
I don't know. I am going to look and see down. I'm going to not too gently force the guy's mouth open so that I can get him in a position where I can see farther down his throat.
Trying to shine or keep the light out of his eyes as much as he can.
I'm going to grab his arms and pin him behind his back.
Well, you actually can't because his arms are like handcuffed to the desk in front of him. I mean, you could. You're going to break his arms if you do that.
That's still an option.
Yeah, it is. Chaplain, you start doing a quick exam on him. Everything looks normal on him.
Chap, do you got a stethoscope or something? Like
I don't. But do we have a table?
Well, that thing obviously attacked Reese. Whatever's going on with this guy. Maybe there's not a connection, right? The thing attacked Reese.
Marshals, can we unchain him and lay him on a table so that I can do a proper exam?
I'm going to grab my gun and shoot the chain. You're like, there you go, found a key. And lay him down. And
the bullet ricochets, and who does it hit?
Yeah, I won't even make you roll for anything. Yeah, you shoot.
If Logan actually does that, my character is going to be, why would you do that?
They just shot a fucking rocket like 20 yards down that way. Don't think they're going to be mad about a 9mm. Come on, lay him out. Figure out what the fuck is going on here.
This was a fucking witness, Logan.
I didn't hit him.
Who could have given us answers?
What? So no, I shot the chain. I didn't shoot him.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I shot him. I'm sorry.
Who do you think I am, Hammer?
Shot this guy. I was like, what the fuck, man?
But I will do what I can. I don't know why I don't have a stethoscope. I suppose I do in my kit in the...
You even need one?
In the van.
Yeah,
Well, I am technically still mostly human-ish.
Yeah.
I don't have super
Yeah.
hearing or anything like that.
Well, go check. It sounded like Mason was having a conniption back there in the car. Maybe it's a good time to go check on him anyway.
Mason, report in.
You hear Mason. It takes a couple seconds for them to report in, and they're kind of breathing hard. But he says, everything's okay. We're monitoring out here. Everything's status quo."
What happened?
Right.
You tell me what happened.
We'll deal with this later, Spears. Drop it for now. We got to deal with the here and now.
Okay.
I
What do
agree
I
with you,
hear?
though. It's fucking weird.
So regardless, we got fucking creepy crawlies around in this station. I say we just haul this guy out in the APC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll start taking Reese's body back to the APC so I can pick up something. That little handgun didn't do much. I think we need a real fly swatter.
I'll
I need to
hand
talk
you
to
my
the
rifle for
marshals.
now.
Yeah, I need to talk to one of the marshals.
Do I hear anything unusual? An extra heartbeat?
No, everything, as far as you can tell, is absolutely normal.
I don't hear anything. I mean, short of cutting
Okay,
him
well.
open, I don't think there's.
You're not cutting me open. What the hell is going on?
I'm not going to cut you open.
I might.
Listen
I
here,
don't
Chuck.
hear
It's
anything.
in your best interest to start talking right now.
We have to
Look,
keep him under observation and restrained.
I've told you everything that I know. Your buddies were supposed to meet up at the bar. They were supposed to hand over some samples. I don't know what they were. I don't know what they had, but then they changed their mind and decided to leave. I mean,
You said Wojcik was taken to headquarters. Where's headquarters, Chuck?
give me a manipulation roll, and you can even have a bonus die to this, given everything that is going on.
Right. 3 successes. I did get a 1 on the stress die. So, 3
So then
successes.
go ahead and roll panic. This is our first panic roll of the game.
All right.
So roll a d6 and add your current stress to that.
So I just have 1 stress, right? Because I was rolling 1 stress die.
Yep.
My panic is 2 because I rolled a 1 on the die.
All right. So you so 3 total. You are keeping it together. You're managing to keep your nerves in check, but just barely. Okay. But you said you did get a success, correct?
I got 3 successes
Awesome.
on the manipulation. Yeah.
Awesome. So as I try and find where the stunts are for everything, if I remember right with manipulation, not only do you succeed, but one of the stunts is you get more information.
Yes.
If you want, is that what you would like to do?
Yes, that is what I would like to do.
Awesome. So he you can see that he just kind of finally resigns himself to his situation and breaks down. It's like, fine, listen, the one you Wojak or whatever the name is, we were able to pick him up. We took him to where Botas's headquarters is. Give me a map. I'll show you where it is. Just let me go afterwards, because if he finds out I'm the one who told you, I'm dead. I'm a dead man. I'm probably a dead man already, but at least this will give me a fighting chance.
Give him a map, Logan. Figure it out. I'm gonna go talk to the marshals.
All right.
Excuse me. So he gives you a map, or I'm sorry, you give him a map. Looking at it, it takes him a little bit, but he finally points to a place on the map, and you can see that it's kind of in the northwest of northwest of the city. It looks like it's some type of mansion, and he goes, "Look, right there. There's a mansion right there. That's where they're all hiding out. That's where they took Wojak." Silver, you go in and the marshals are still a little dumbfounded. They're trying to figure out what's going on. One of them has gone up to the receptionist, to Olga, and is trying to calm her down because she's like hyperventilating, with everything that has been going on. Marshal Hyams, who's the lead marshal, he sees you kind of walk out of the interrogation room, and starts coming up to you. He's like, what the hell just happened here? Why is my door blown off the cell area and there's crap everywhere and a dead Marine in there?
Yeah, there has been a breach of some unknown contaminant, Marshall, and you are the people that are going to be the best ones to help us get to the bottom of this. I need to understand everything that happened from the moment you brought Reese and Stoltz in until now, and if you have any footage of their cells, I need it.
Yeah, we've got footage. Everything around here is recorded. We picked him up last night. He kind of goes over to one of the desks, starts pulling up some reports, comes back to you. But look, we picked them up both last night. Reese was drunk off his ass. He was trying to start fights, so we threw him in the drunk tank. Figured we'll let him sober up overnight. And the other guy who's in the interrogation, he, like we said before, he was just kind of acting weird. He kept following Reese. He wouldn't give us a straight story, and kind of figured he may have something to do with some of the insurgents that are going around here, which is why we picked him up. That's it. When we put him in there, he was fine.
Do you have footage of the drunk tank from?
Yeah, hold on. He goes over to one of the computers. It takes about a minute or so, pulls it up. Unfortunately, the footage it's pretty dark and grainy. It's obviously not the best camera in the world. And with the lights being off, you can't really see much. Although at one point, maybe 2 hours after they threw him into the cell, he's lying on the bed, and you can see him start to convulse. And
a pause now,
yeah.
And I'm calling Chaplain over. Chaplain, I need you to come see this.
All right. What do you want to show me?
Press play. Watch Reese.
So on the screen, you can see Reese. Again, not a little grainy. You can see him what looks like convulsing, falling to the ground. Tries to stand up. It seems like he's walking over to to the cell doors, or staggering over, and then on his chest you can just see it explode out as something jumps through the bars, and he just falls back over onto the bed like Hammer and Spears found him. The thing or whatever that exploded out of him goes out of view of the cameras. The cameras are too grainy for you to see any detail of where it went.
It would appear that
Logan?
he was infected with something.
Logan,
Sir.
put a bullet in him.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
Stand by,
I hear
Logan.
nothing. I hear nothing inside of him. I'm sure that if
That's
I
going to be
had,
damn true in a minute, too.
I'm sure that if I had listened to Mr. Reese, I would have heard something moving around in there. If it's a life form, it would have had a second heartbeat. I've heard no second heartbeat. I think it might just be antacid. You wouldn't want to kill a man over an upset stomach.
This man is a known affiliate with the UPP. He's a waste of our time in general, Chaplain.
Captain,
If this is a
you're in
person that is,
charge.
well, let's discuss. It looks to me as though Reese has been infected with something. Could everyone in this area now be contaminated with whatever it is that Reese had?
I don't think so. This seemed to be a life form of some sort. There's not a bacteria or fungus or germ that suddenly grows 10 million times its original size and becomes an animal. I would say he was infected with an egg or something. You mentioned a biological sample. Perhaps the biological sample was an egg of some sort. And he swallowed it or ate it or was forced to eat it.
As you're having this conversation, you hear over the comm unit Iona, or not Iona, Mason kind of speak up and goes, Captain, look, if you think that there's something biological in there, I can bring in the CBRN detection kit and scan the area for anything unusual.
What so out of character, what are the logistics of that? Like, could it scan a person and see something unusual with him?
It's more of like more of like an area. It's not like you're scanning a person. It's kind of scanning the area, kind of taking samples from the air and letting you know if there are any chemical or biological things there that shouldn't be.
Do it, Mason. And what do you know about this situation? You seem to have some knowledge.
Captain, I'd prefer not to talk about it over the comms.
All right, but we're gonna have a conversation about this. Bring it in.
All right. So within maybe a couple minutes, you see the front doors to the marshal station open up. Mason walks in holding what kind of looks like almost like a Geiger counter. And she walks around the area, just kind of holding it in place, taking readings from all over. And after, 2 or 3 minutes, she comes over to both of you and says, Captain, there's nothing in here. There's no indication of any type of biological or chemical pathogens in the air. There's there's a little bit of a higher chemical reading, maybe from that thing when Spears exploded it, but outside of that, there's nothing.
Is that a female? Is that a woman?
Yes. Yeah.
Mason's a woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you? Oh, that's right, Mason. Okay. Mason, would you hold it up to his mouth and let him breathe on you? See if there's anything in his breath that would indicate that there's something foreign inside of him.
She looks a little concerned. It looks over at you, Silva, to see,
Listen, it's not a bad idea. We're not going to get into the details right now, Mason, but I need some basic yes or no questions. You have witnessed something similar to this.
Where are you all at? You're in the interrogation room with this guy, right?
I've pulled Mason privately over. Okay. We're not exposing the marshal.
I think I may be the only one in the interrogation room with the guy.
No,
I'm keeping him occupied.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say most of us are gathered with.
Because I was given orders I was really excited about, then told to stand by.
It's a yes or no.
So all right. So while this is going on, Hammer and Spears, what are you two doing?
I think we're going back to the APC to restock.
Okay. You go back into the APC. Iona is in there as well. Iona is just kind of looking around, eyes wide. What the hell is going on in there? What the hell did you guys see? I could just see, what's this thing charging you on the screen? What the fuck?
Yeah, I shot it with a rocket.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was badass.
I saw the
right?
explosion. Iona is really trying to get you to tell the story. Silva, you pull Mason to the side. And she goes, Captain, listen, whatever that thing was, and she kind of looks around and says, look, you're probably not going to believe me, but I've seen that before. My platoon was deployed to Euphora Station a couple months back. We thought that some space truckers there had gotten sick with some type of tumor, and this would make sense because she came from a CBRN platoon who specialized in like biological outbreaks and things like that. I think CDC type platoon.
Yeah.
And she says, look, I don't know what happened on that station, but that thing, whatever that was, there were more of them on that station, and she starts to hyperventilate a little bit, and you can see kind of her eyes going and revisiting what had happened. She's like, there were 39 of my platoon set there. I was the only one that survived. One of those things killed 39 or 38 other Marines in my platoon, plus all the space truckers. I don't know how I got out of there, but I did. Whatever these things are, we can't fuck around with them. We need to destroy them on site.
Well, then that's what I need your expertise in, Mason. We've got a guy complaining of chest pain. Is this raising a red flag to you? I saw what happened to Reese.
I don't know. We look, when I was rescued off there, they nuked the whole place. The rescue team just nuked the entire station, said it was a reactor malfunction. I don't know where they came from. I don't know
who authorized that nuke.
I have no idea. That's above my pay grade.
Okay. Look, Chaplain's idea isn't a bad one. Go in there, get a reading from the guy's breath. Logan will have your back. Logan, if that guy so much as farts, shoot him.
Sir, yes, sir.
So,
all right, champ, turn your head and cough for the lady.
Mason walks in there, kind of scans him, even kind of pulls out some more like chemical samples, makes him like essentially like lick some litmus paper and things like that. After does some tests, comes back after a couple minutes and says, "Captain, as far as I can tell, he's fine." And she looks over to you, Chaplain, and says, I don't know about you, but the only way that we could tell any further is if we do an X-ray station. Yeah, is an X-ray, or put him under an auto dock or something at the hospital or
we'd
back
have
at
to
base.
take him to the hospital, to the nearby hospital. Then we could be absolutely
after seeing
sure.
all that, I don't want to see. We don't want that thing getting loose here while we're gone. So I think we need to take him with us and get out of here. Keep going.
The hospital is not too far. I can give Logan directions on how to get there.
All right.
Okay. So I'll frog march him, probably just taking some of the cuffs from the marshals and recuffing him. Figure can we stick him in the APC and essentially set those rails down like a roller coaster that won't get back up for him?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. You kind of lock them into place. He's still handcuffed. Hyams, is more than happy to get rid of him. Because almost the call, you hear the phone just continue to ring off the hook, even with things going on. And he's more than happy. Honestly, you get the feeling he's just happy to get rid of you all and to get rid of him. So, but as you're so Logan, you're in the APC, you're strapping him in. Hammer and Spears, you're in the APC with Iona. Mason is walking back outside with Silva and Chaplain. I assume you're with Silva and Mason as well?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So as you start walking out, you see headlights coming down the road at a very fast pace. You immediately recognize the sound of another APC coming your way. Within moments, you hear the screech of brakes as the whatever APC was coming towards you all kind of skids and comes to so you can see the side. The door with a Wayland Yutani logo flips open, and outpouring are 4 Wayland Yutani, and they're Wayland Yutani because they have the logo, wearing almost like a biological containment suit with masks. 3 of them are holding what can almost be described as really long cattle prods, and the 4th is holding a machine gun. They come pouring out, and with that, following directly behind them is Mallory Eckford, the Wayland Yutani officer corporate person that you met before. As soon as she comes out, Silva, she looks at you and goes, "Where is it? Where the hell is it?"
It's
Splattered all over the walls in there, lady. Have fun scraping it up.
Eckfort.
She kind of orders the four men to run inside, go and check it out. She looks at you and says, you know what? You made a big mistake. That could have been worth a lot of money. That could have been traded in for a lot of favors.
Wasn't going to lose Marines over some fucking freak of nature. Let's go, man. Let's go.
And so as you're walking into the APC, you can hear her yelling from behind you. You need to wake up and understand what's really going on here. You know how to get a hold of me. You're going to need to contact me at some point. The APC doors close. Your APC doors, I should say. If I remember right, Logan, you are the driver.
Yeah, I want to peel out to try and scatter as much gravel on her as I can if she's still standing behind us.
Oh, yeah, you absolutely are easily able to do that. In fact, from like the rear view cameras or whatever, you can kind of see her cursing and just wiping off, as this mud and dirt is all over her. It's going to take about 5-10 minutes to drive to the medical facility, because that's where you were going, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Make a left here.
Can we also check the status of the tracker that we placed on the henchman earlier at the bar? Did they indeed go to the hospital? You
see that they are at the hospital. In the 5 or 10 minutes that you all are traveling to the hospital, you're kind of in a safe area. You know that you're away from whatever that creature was. It's dead. You know that the APC is basically a vacuum sealed area. So even if there was some type of pathogen out there, you would be safe from it, and with the filtration and all that. So you all can remove 1 point of stress.
All right. I'm going to use banter to increase that to 2.
Yeah. So how do you banter?
Oh, I'm going to say, did you fucking see that? That's going to go on the montage. And you know what else we're going to add to the montage? The fucking dirt and shit getting on that Corpo woman.
I imagine you go to the comm computers as we're driving. And it's like rewind and right there. All right, cut, paste.
As you're doing this, Iona is eyes still wide, looking at that. She's like, he's like, damn, that's badass. And yes, you all lose 2 total points of stress because of all of this going on.
And the whole drive there, Hammer is just staring at Stoltz, just gun in the hand, looking at him.
At first, he tries to act a little tough, and you start to wear on him. You can just see that he's starting to get more and more nervous as he's looking at you. He's like specifically, purposely looking away from you, trying to strike up conversations with others, and everybody's just kind of ignoring him.
Yeah, he'll lean forward. Now, Chaplain said you're clean, but he can't see your soul. He's just a robot. I can see what you are. You're a coward, and it's in ya.
I can hear you, Private Silas. I am not a robot.
Whatever.
Try to remember that you're a Marine.
More of a Marine than you.
Hey, ease off. Chappie's a good friend.
I'm your superior officer.
That too.
Yeah. Agree to disagree. This is a spiritual thing you wouldn't understand. He's weak. Father always told me about people like him.
You even know your father?
Yeah. He's
Weren't
the
you
one
like
assigned
born in
to
a
us.
test tube?
Yes. Born and bred for this. Made to cleanse the world of this kind of weakness. That's what Father always told us.
Damn, dude.
Surprisingly, this is actually stress relieving to Hammer to be doing this. But within a short period of time, you do make it to the San Rocco Medical Facility. It's a small hospital, really just a single floor. Maybe there's a basement in there somewhere as well. But it's, it's a little bit undersized. You feel for the size of the colony on Ariarcus. You pull up in front of it. You can see the doors, or sorry. You pull up in front of the entrance. You can see, leading into it is beyond the doors is a lobby. But you can't really see anything beyond that. And in fact, even from outside, you can see that the lobby is empty. Completely empty, in that there's nobody sitting behind the desk.
Is
Well,
that
that's
normal?
not right.
Yeah, that doesn't feel normal. Oh, that's a small moon.
Yeah, but it's a hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, it shouldn't be empty.
You're
Right.
right.
Like
Can we
that's
can we get
our-
like a scan going from the APC of the building?
You can actually with the
I should have a motion tracker on my
with
rifle.
thank you, the motion tracker. You do see movement inside, not like directly in the lobby. So just so you know, we're just going to assume that the Marines have blueprints of all the buildings within the colony, because they've been there for so long, and so that's why you have all of these maps readily available to you. You see that there's movement in both the recovery rooms, which is kind of in the back to the right, as well as there appears to be movement in the area of the surgical bays.
Okay,
Not
but
empty
like,
then.
but I just need to know, this moon is already pretty understaffed and kind of scattered around. Is it abnormal for them to be so understaffed that there's no one in the front lobby?
Yeah, usually the person in the front lobby is not a doctor, they're a receptionist. So yes, highly
I just want to
unusual.
know if, like, my hackles are up right now, but I don't know if Logan's would be.
Well, the medical guy is telling me that that's for highly unusual, because I'm your buddy.
So we're bringing the can opener, yeah?
We should be cautious.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We should be cautious anyway, because this asshole might be infected.
So I'm just going to start taking him down to the surgical bay to try and find one of the, what do they call them? The doc pods?
Auto docs.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. So all of you are going in then?
Yes.
I'll go
Yeah,
with Logan then.
I'll
Yeah.
haul the guy with me.
I'd like to-
since the smart gun's like a rig.
Yeah, I'm going
I'd
fully
like
armed.
to hang a little bit and kind of grab Chaplain, just so we fall to the back of the group as we move in.
Okay.
Chaplain, what's your read on this situation? We got Wayland Yutani up our asses. Some weird biological shit. What are you thinking?
Since you're asking me directly, I have to tell you that I think that that Eckhart woman is up to something. It wouldn't be
I agree.
so unusual for them to be behind more of this than we think.
Have you heard Mason mention the Euphora station? Have you ever heard of that? An incident there?
No,
Maybe it got wiped. Might be something to look into. We shouldn't let them get too far ahead.
Yeah. So as you're walking down the corridor, so in front of in the lobby, there's really two corridors. One that goes kind of, they're parallel to each other. One goes towards surgical bay. One goes to the recovery area. Although they do connect up at some points. Are you all going down the same corridors, or are you splitting up?
Let's not split up. Let's
Safety in
head for the
numbers.
auto docs. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And as we go deeper into this hospital, we still don't see anyone.
So as you're walking, the bigger corridor is the corridor down to recovery. There's like no door to it. You're walking down that one, and you can see at the end of the hallway there's where the hallway ends. There's a door to the left, and then it kind of does a 90-degree turn. The hallway does to the right. you're about halfway down the hallway or the corridor, and around the corner you see a guy kind of come rushing around. He's blonde. He probably looks like he's in his early 20s, and he's looking at a tablet and takes a couple steps and then sees you and then stops. Like he's just not that he's scared or anything, just that he isn't expecting to see you, and he kind of looks around a little bit and goes, did we call the Marines?
Got a patient for you.
Oh, well, he's really frazzled. Look, I guess if you want to take him into recovery, you can try. We've got a med tech back there, but I think he's working on some guy who got shot in the foot. The doctor is Dr. Litvin is around here somewhere. I'm trying to find him, and he's not answering his pager. I'm sorry, we're just really understaffed right now. Do you want me to take you back? And he just kind of keeps going on. You can see on his name tag, it says his name is Duncan, and underneath it says intern.
Hey, Duncan. We can handle ourselves. We're Marines. If you could point me in the direction of the nearest auto dock, we will use it and then be completely out of your hair.
Are you allowed to?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I guess so. And he kind of points back towards the examination surgical area. He's like, there's 4 rooms in there. I don't think there's nobody scheduled to be in surgery right now.
All right. Good man, Duncan. We'll be in and out here 20 minutes.
And with that, you hear somebody kind of from the recovery area just scream in pain and start cursing. And Duncan, his eyes widen, and he just goes running back that way.
Do we recognize the voice?
Oh yeah, it was definitely the one guy that I think it was Hammer who shot in the foot. And in fact, from the APC and the tracking thing that you have, they're back there.
Sheesh, what a baby.
Ivan is like, well, I guess we're here, so we can go now.
We can go to the auto dock.
Hang on,
sure.
champ. We got to fix that indigestion for you.
There's nothing wrong with me, as you're, kind of pushing him forward.
There's plenty wrong with you, Ivan.
Can you guys keep him away from me, please?
We'll
operate and we will. Gladly.
We'll make sure if you're okay or not. We'll make sure.
So you go down to the end of the corridor, make a left. There's a big door that says surgical bay. It opens up into a fairly large, what you imagine is a fairly large room. You can see signs pointing on the wall that kind of point to surgical bays 1, 2, 3, and 4. Each surgical bay is kind of I don't want to call it a clean room, but it's like a surgery room with one of the auto dock, systems inside of it that basically helps you do surgery or can do surgical procedures on its own. In front of each of the surgical bays, there's like a little waiting area with like a small table and a small table and a couch. Looking around, you actually everybody give me observation rolls.
Success.
All right. So for those who got successes, you don't see anybody. Excuse me, you don't see anybody in here. However, you notice on the far wall are like little lights that kind of indicate if a room is in use. Surgical bays 1, 2, and 3 are not in use, but the light for surgical bay 4 is on. Surgical bay 4 is kind of at the end of the room on the left.
Captain, do you want us to
One,
clear
let's go.
that before we take such a sensitive subject in?
Go ahead, Hammer. Have a look. Maybe take someone with you.
I'll back you up.
All right.
Nice.
I'm going to load him into Cap. What do you think? 1 or 3?
What's your lucky number, Logan?
3 it is, sir.
All right. So you go down to 3. 3 is actually on the opposite side of the room as 4.
Mhm.
We'll start with you all first. The room is unlocked. You can easily get in. Inside is the auto dock unit, which, if you're not familiar with what it is essentially like a surgical table that has a cover that will go over the patient. It will automatically diagnose and can do surgeries. It can't do really anything like super complicated, but it can do diagnosis. It can do some actually relatively complex, nothing like brain surgery or anything like that. But so it's Chaplain, Silva, and Logan, correct?
Mhm.
Plus Ivan. So you walk into the room. The lights automatically turn on, and Ivan is like, what are we doing, guys?
So, in the most comforting voice that I can muster, I want to lie to him and just say, all right, because we've had the most rapport, just kind of being stuck in the same room together. Be like, all right, last stop on the line. We're going to get you in here. Make sure that it's just some bad indigestion that's bothering you. Once you're all cleared up, we're going to get you out of here while Hammer's still checking out that other room across the hall. That way he can't get you. All right? I'm becoming Texan real quick, but...
That sounds good, but it feels like it is a manipulation roll. But I will give you a bonus die on that.
Okay, great. That gives me a total of 3.
Oof.
Oh, Lord, my Southern charm just paid off. I got 1 success.
So manipulation rolls are actually opposed rolls, and you have to
Shit.
get more than the person in order to succeed, and he got 1 success as well. So he's looking at you pretty closely, and he can definitely tell that your demeanor changed, and it's, he's like, nah, listen, if it's okay, I'll opt out of this elective surgery if you're all good with that.
God damn it, champ. You can pick carrot or you can pick stick. I tried to be nice, but you're going to get your ass in there one way or another.
There's not going to be any surgery. We just need to do a scan, see if there's anything inside yet. And I'll put on my bedside manner, as it were, and help
Look,
him.
I'll even
into
let
the
him do the
machine.
surgery. I won't do it myself.
He looks at you, Logan, and he's like, I like him better. And he starts walking towards Chaplain. What are you going to do?
That's because I'm not programmed to be an asshole.
Guilty.
So you can.
Logan's my buddy, so I'll help him in.
Okay. You help him in. What are you going to have the auto doc do?
I'm scanning his middle section to see if there's any anomalous organism living inside of him.
Okay. So in order to do that,
caterpillar or something, yeah.
So in order to program it, it is a Comtech roll. However, I'm going to give you 2 bonus die, not only because you're the medic, but also because you've probably dealt with these before as well.
Well, you're giving me what?
2 bonus die.
Okay, that gives me a full handful of bucks. 6, 4 6s.
So you can have it do basically exactly what you want. You've even actually run diagnostics in this time and improved the accuracy of the auto doc system. So what exactly are you having it do to Ivan?
Well, we saw the place where it burst out of the previous guy. So I'm scanning torso, stomach area, to see if, I know what a normal x-ray looks like. I want to see if there's something curled up in his middle.
Okay. So it begins to scan Ivan. Hammer and Spears, you, as they are walking over into Surgical Bay 4, you start to wander over to when they go to 3, you start to wander over to Surgical Bay 4. As you get to the kind of like little lobby waiting area for Surgical Bay 4, you can look into the actual bay itself. And within there, you could see a doctor. There is he is programming the auto dock. He seems to be, kind of going back and forth. Lying on the auto dock is an unconscious man wearing a hospital gown, but you immediately recognize him as Carvalho, one of the AWOLs. What do you do?
Okay. I was expecting the guy getting foot surgery, but this is actually the person we need.
Correct.
But they're unconscious, right? Can I see what kind of operation that the doctor's doing on him?
The doctor is just engrossed with trying to program the auto dock. You can't really tell what he's doing.
Hey, Captain needs to see this. You keep watch. I'm gonna go and get Captain Silva.
Oh,
All right.
gladly. And he's got the gun like pointed at the window in the darkened observation room.
So as you do that, the Spears, you start to go back over. The muzzle of your gun kind of hits the plexiglass, and the doctor just kind of looks over or sees you. He's like, "Go away! We're trying to do surgery here. Go away!" It's at this time, Hammer, that you notice that Carvalho's pulse rifle is sitting on a surgical table right next to him and the doctor. Spears, you start walking back over. As you're walking back over, Chaplain, because you've increased the efficiency of the auto dock, it finishes about the time that Spears walks in. It comes back with Ivan having a clean bill of health, mild ulcer, which is likely because of his indigestion and stomach issues, but no foreign bodies within him.
You see here, Logan, no foreign bodies. Captain, no foreign bodies inside
Captain.
of him.
What is
We
it,
got-
Spears?
we got
All right,
one of our
release
stray
his ass,
sheep.
Chaplain. Oh shit. All right, great. Chaplain, we don't need this jackass. Let him go.
Surgical room 4, I had Hammer watch the situation, but apparently he's getting surgery. This is Cavallo.
All right.
Don't
Well,
move, doctor. Don't move. That's what you're hearing over the comm. Don't move.
Isn't this dude also one of the people I'm looking for?
Yes, that's what I said.
So Ivan or
No.
Oh, no, not
the
Ivan.
one you just scanned? No. He's
No,
just a
Ivan is
civilian.
UPP though.
Okay,
correct.
all right.
We got bigger fish
So-
to fry, Logan. Let him go.
And you said, yeah, let's let him go. We are
All
so
right.
sorry. You have an ulcer. I'll give him a diagnosis of what he does have as a problem.
He goes, "Oh, okay. Can you take these off?" And as everybody starts to walk out of the room, Hammer, you're telling the doctor that, and the doctor is kind of looking at you. You can see he's starting to get a little bit of a panic look in his face. He's like, "You need to go. I need to. This man is very sick. I need to take care of him. Please leave. Please let me operate on this man."
If you touch him again, I will shoot both of you. Step away right now.
You can see that
That man is wanted by the Marines for defection.
The doctor is obviously very scared and he's shaking, and you can see that he's slowly kind of inching towards the rifle on the table next to him.
I will be lighting up the rifle area of that with the smart gun.
All right, go ahead and give me a roll for the smart gun. It'd be whatever the remote or
Yeah, I think it's got a +3 on top of what
I think that's right. Yeah.
All right, that's looking pretty good. 3 successes.
Oh yeah. So you light up the area, and with almost pinpoint accuracy, the surgical table and the gun just go flying across a room in multiple bits and pieces. The doctor screams. The rest of you hear this gunfire going off.
All right, I'm gonna start running because
Yeah, we're running.
Right. You run in there, Hammer. What do they say?
He's still doing like a bullet here and there if the doctor seems to be heading that direction. Basically, kind of doing the Old West dance sort of thing. Captain, I've shown restraint and kept him alive for you, but it appears he's trying to patch up a wayward soul of ours. He was going to try to shoot me.
Gun down. Good man. Thank you for not shooting him.
The doctor just starts screaming at all of you. What are you doing? I need to take care of this patient. Why are you firing? He's just
I'm gonna grab him
and terrified and does not know, is just screaming at all of you.
I'm going to handcuff him. He's obviously a danger to himself and others.
You're going to handcuff the doctor?
Yes. Until he calms down.
All right. Go ahead. He's probably going to fight you on that, although I'm guessing it's not going to be much of a fight. Go ahead, and if you want to do that, give me a close combat roll.
I'm a goddamn Marine. And that's going to be 1 success.
That's enough.
Okay.
One success.
There was a banana peel in there.
Oh.
You go in kind of. How are you doing this? You were able to basically do whatever to handcuff him.
Oh, I'll slap him in the face first to shock him, and then I'll just grab him by the hands.
Okay. You get the handcuffs on him. He's still in a little bit of shock. And he seems to calm down a little bit and says, "You don't understand. This man is very sick. He's trying."
Okay, if I don't understand, you gotta explain that. Explain to Captain Silva here.
Fine. First off, you need to tell me, what are you doing here? Why are you in my hospital?
Because he's a wanted Marine. Because he's a defector.
But you don't understand. This man is he has something inside of him.
Jesus Christ.
Listen, he and yeah, he and somebody else. Wojcik. I think her name was Wojcik. Came in last night. They were both complaining of feeling ill. And so we did this, the standard blood tests. What did you call him? Carvalho. He was begging to have, for us to remove whatever's inside of him. But you don't understand. I can't do it without killing him. That's what I've been trying to figure out, is how to get it out of him. And the other one, she left, she disappeared, but her blood, it's something that I've never seen before. It's squirming with microorganisms that are evolving and changing. I know this sounds crazy, and he looks at all of you, and Chaplain, he can see that you've got the medic patch on you. He's like, you've got to believe me. I've been a doctor for over 20 years, but I've never seen anything like this.
Look,
as
I think
he's
we're inclined to believe him.
As he's talking, can I go over to the medical instrument and do the scan?
Sure. Yeah. Go give me another contact roll though, with no bonus, because he has been messing around with it. There's a good chance that he may have screwed something up.
While Chaplin's doing that, I just
got 1/6. Fine.
That's enough.
Why don't you just freeze him, Doc?
I want to. I would love to. You say that and his eyes light up. I want to, but the only place here that has something where to freeze up, we don't have those facilities here. We either need to take him to Fort Nebraska, because I think they have it, or at the spaceport, the ship, the Monahan. They have cryotubes in there that we could freeze him. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get him stable. But I can't get him there. I don't know how much time he has, and he keeps kind of going on and on about trying to get him to some type of cryotube.
You want me
Do
to
I see
remove
anything?
him from the room, Silva, Captain?
Not yet,
Stand by,
please.
Spears. Chaplain, go ahead.
You do the scan on him, and you within it takes a little bit, but the you do see a foreign body within him. Sorry, give me 1 second. Actually, let me rephrase that. No, yeah, you do. Sorry, you do see a foreign body within him in his chest. It looks like something is growing inside of him.
Now the man's unconscious.
By the way, the rest of you all take a point of stress because you can see that on the monitors as well. Chaplain, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The man's unconscious.
He's unconscious. You can see though that as you look at him, it almost looks like he's starting to wake up a little bit.
Okay.
He's starting to moan, just barely.
I am going to administer a stronger anesthetic to knock him out, and I'm going to program the doctor to remove the foreign object. And I don't care if it kills him.
So, okay. So you start programming that. Where's my dice? The doctor is kind of oblivious to what you're doing. It's going to take you a minute or so to start to do that. The doctor keeps going on and says, look, you don't understand. He's not the problem. The other one, she's the problem. We need to find her. Do you know her? Do you know where she is? Do you know?
We know where she is, Doc. Why is she a bigger problem than this guy?
Look,
I'm gonna whisper to the captain because there's something inside her.
The cells, her cells. Look, the best way I can describe it is her cells are changing. Whatever is inside of her is superseding her own biology. She's turning into a monster. And he kind of goes, look, over there. And he points to a computer in the corner. Let me go over there. Let me show you the scans that we did on her.
You want me to uncuff him?
Yeah, I want to see these scans. Spears.
Okay, I uncuff him.
So
keep an eye on him.
He goes over there, starts typing on the computer, pulls up some diagnostic reports and what looked like almost, what kind of like high def X-ray scans, and you can see kind of the outline of Wojciech. I mean, and he points to her neck and says, look, this right here, this is where her tonsils should be. You see that, and the rest of you can really only see like these dark areas where he's pointing to. Those aren't tonsils. Those are some type of sacs that are forming. I don't know what they are, but we've got to find her. With this, Chaplain, you finish programming it. It injects Carvalho with a sedative, and he was starting to moan. You could even slightly make out how he needed to get there. He needed to meet up with them, and then he gets injected with the sedative, and he goes quiet. And everybody in the room can hear the autodoc, start to close up and say, it announces surgery beginning. With that, the doctor spins around, looks at Chaplain, and starts to rush forward, saying, "What are you doing? You don't understand what you're doing."
As he spins around, I'm going to clock him with the butt of my rifle and knock him out.
You go ahead and give me a roll just to see if not it to see if you knock or hit him. You're going to do that.
That is
A-okay.
I'm going to stop him anyway if he comes at me. It's all glass.
Push
watch
that
the
roll.
Surgery.
All right. If you're going to push the roll, then you take a stress, but you get to use that stress die right away.
Yep. All right. That is more like it. 3 successes.
All right, so you absolutely kind of, as he's rushing past you, the butt of your rifle goes to his head. He just falls down unconscious on the floor.
I'll catch him. I'll put him in on the sofa.
Right. What are you all going to do then?
Chaplain,
machine is-
how long is this going to take?
You just
I
need like a
don't.
little
I don't
countdown
respond to
clock.
Silas.
Yeah, there's a
I don't
little
respond
countdown
to him.
clock.
Captain, can I have a word with
Oh,
you?
does it count?
I'm
About
getting
2
nervous
minutes.
and pulling out gum.
All right. We all need to settle down for a minute. Yes, Spears. We will have words. We are in damage control now. Chaplain, stay with the guy. Spears,
Considering
come on.
Considering what the doctor says, you should take that very seriously. This woman might be infectious.
I 100% agree with you, Chaplain, and we're gonna have to do damage control here in a minute. Okay,
Captain,
Spears, let's go.
So
Captain, permission while you're doing that to go on a supply finding mission.
What the fuck are you looking for, Hammer?
Supplies.
Jesus Christ. Go.
So,
All right, Spears.
from my understanding, all of these missing Marines are at some point or are currently ticking time bombs.
Are you all staying in the same room, or did you?
No,
leave
I'm in the-
surgical room?
Spears and I
room.
took it outside to the hallway.
Okay, and Logan, are you?
And I'm in
staying?
the room with Chaplain.
Okay, and Hammer, you're going, and you can
Doing
basically
something.
find anything you want to find that you would expect to be in a hospital.
It's stim packs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You find them.
Have
Hooray.
you,
Sorry.
have you talked to command about this? And
We mentioned go ahead.
are we sure that the channel with command is secure? Because if any of the Wayland Yutani people hear about this, they're going to want to nab up these Marines first.
I don't like how they showed up to the Marshall station out of the blue. And they knew what they were walking into because they came out in hazmat suits.
I say we
feels fishy to
destroy
me,
him.
Spears. Destroy Wayland Yutani?
No, the Marines. If they are indeed all infected, they just got to go. This can't get into the wrong hands.
we saw what happened to Reese, and by your reports, that thing cooking inside of Cavallo is dangerous. And I don't I'm going to lower my voice now. Mason told me some shit. I don't know how much of this I believe, but she said the last group, and I know she came from some med group, some biocontaminant group. She said they nuked the whole place from orbit. She'd seen this before. I don't like
Probably
Spears.
is damage control, right? Because it seems to be
Yeah.
using people as hatcheries. That's fucked. So,
Like
like,
it.
if this spreads to not just Marines, this whole moon's
We
fucked.
can't. Yeah, we need to contain this, and not
Okay.
just biologically. We need information containment. That doctor cannot tell anybody what.
Can command help us at all?
That's a great suggestion, and we're gonna contact command when we're done here, or soon, actually. Yeah.
Oh, I'm done. Permission. I've spoken
Give
my
him a call.
piece.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
want to call the major? Call the major.
You're the captain here.
All right, so as you two are having this conversation, Chaplain and Logan, you're standing there in front of the machine. It is counting down. You can see like a little laser go down his chest and kind of split it open, and then another laser come through and starts to split the breastplate here. Some like mechanical pincers essentially reach in, and you can see the surgery going around, and the clock is counting down. It started at 2 minutes, goes to a minute 30, a minute as it's doing all this. within once it hits about 30 seconds, you can see from the screen. Remember, this is the Carvalho is completely enclosed in here. You can see through like a little plexiglass view screen inside what's going on. You see the auto dock reach in, and you hear this screeching inside. You see Carvalho start to convulse. Blood is just kind of going everywhere, and you can hear this screeching as it starts to extract some type of creature from his chest. You can see this like prehensile tail just start whipping all around. And as it does that, the blood from inside Carvalho just bursts out, covering the screen, the screen, so you can't see it anymore, although you can still hear the screeching inside. Logan, you'll take a point of stress from this.
Isolate and sterilize.
So you hit a couple buttons across the screen, in like flashing red letters. You see sterilization. You can hear this kind of like cold gas being pumped into the auto dock, and within 15-20 seconds, the screeching inside stops.
Jesus Christ, Cap.
Scan the alien thing, whatever it is.
All it says is unknown biological organism.
Is it alive, Chaplain?
Yeah, it's no longer alive. You confirm that. Sorry.
Let's have a look.
Just be careful.
Make sure we have some sort of isolation vessel. A large beaker might work.
I'll scramble around the room looking for something. I don't think they have a cat carrier in here, but something close enough.
I
open it up. I'll get a pair of
something.
large forceps and.
Okay. As the screen opens up and Chaplain goes to you pull it out. So the four of you would be in there. Hammer, you're still kind of going around, finding all the stuff that you want to find. Chaplain, you reach in. There's kind of like a mist that escapes from it as it opens up. You reach in with the forceps and pull it out, and you can kind of see this whitish creature, maybe about the size of a small cat, looking very similar to the creature from the Marshall station, except very miniature in size, white, but it kind of is hanging there limp, obviously dead.
Well, here's our little monster. And now if it went from this size to full size, or maybe it's got even a fuller size, overnight, that's quite a growth rate.
They surely they have an incinerator here for medical waste, Chaplain. We need to burn this thing.
Listen,
do
Cap,
we want to burn it, or do we want to send it for examination? This is a rare opportunity.
Oh.
I don't want to fucking examine it. I want to get it the hell out of here. Cap,
What,
do you
Logan?
want to call that Wayland Yutani bitch? Like,
oh no, I don't trust her. But
no, we were told that these Marines had information that they were.
Yeah, they got a whole lot more than information, Cap.
Yeah, no, but that information is owed to our powers that be. So, yeah. I think you're right.
I would like
think
to
this is
send
probably.
it back to. I'd like to send it to Myers. What is he, Captain Myers, or so? What's Myers?
Yeah. So
Let me.
go on. I'm sorry.
Let me make a phone call. I'd like to contact Major Hatfield.
I'm going to dump out a jar of cotton balls and then position it under it so Chaplain can drop it in.
That would work if you wanted to.
All right.
So Silver, you're going to call Major Hatfield?
Yes.
Are you doing it over the comms, or are you going back to the APC to do it?
Is the APC
It's just sitting out front.
secure comms? Right. I'm looking for secure comm.
Yeah, that'd probably be the more secure comms. You could still do it, but
Okay.
there's a chance that somebody else could hear.
All right. Well, then I'm going to take it to the APC. This feels
All right, so
important.
you go back to the APC. Mason and Iona are in there. Just kind of talking. Trying to figure out what's going on. Are you asking them to
Go
leave,
give
or
him, go give him a hand in there, and you
Alright,
make a
so
call.
they look a little concerned, shocked that you asked them to do this, but they follow orders. They leave. You set up a secure channel. Hatfield, within a couple minutes picks up, like, Hatfield here. What's going on, Charlie team?
Yeah, we got a status report. We've tracked half of the defectors, and both of them are infected with a dangerous biological contaminant. We have reason to believe at least one more of the defectors is also infected in this way.
I see. When you say biological contaminant, does that mean your team has been compromised as well?
Negative. They've been breached by some unknown life form. We have contained the life form. What are our actions?
Do you know where the other two are?
Yes. Oh,
In-
yeah. We know where one of them is.
I see.
Correction.
So he pauses for a second and says, "All right, hold on." And the line, it doesn't go dead, but it goes silent for about 30 seconds. And then he comes back and says, "Do you have any of the biological specimens or whatever they are still?"
Affirm. We have one.
All right. Can you isolate it or quarantine it? And
Yes. It's something that I think you should also, is pertinent for you to know, sir. Wayland Yutani somehow seems to be tailing us because they have also are aware of this biological contaminant.
I see. All right. Well, the mission is still your highest priority. If you know where, at least your next step, and he asked where it is. Are you gonna tell him that it's essentially the insurgents' compound?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
He says that's still your highest priority. I want you to mount an assault on it and get that last Marine. And if you can take out any of those bastard insurgents in the meantime, so much the better. If you need anything, let me know. Anybody you capture, or any of the Marines, we will. I want you to bring them back to Fort Nebraska for interrogation. Again, lethal force is authorized. He says,
Copy that.
with the biological specimen you have, I'm going to leave that up to you, Silva. If you want to keep it with you and bring it back to base for analysis, that's fine. If you want to destroy it, then that is up to you.
Okay. Copy that, sir.
And he says, that being said, how do you plan on launching this assault? Do you need backup, or I can have a dropship available to you to set you right down in the middle of their asses?
That would be perfect, sir. Yes.
He says, all right, I've got your position, sending a dropship your way. It'll be there in roughly 15 minutes. Anything else?
No, sir.
Give me a observation roll.
All right. Not my best skill. All right. Nope. Yep. I would like to push it if I can.
Yep, absolutely.
And that's reroll all and a stress die?
Yes, correct. You gain a stress, you get to reroll everything, although you don't have to reroll everything if you want. So 2 successes. Awesome. So as he's telling you at the end about the dropship, you think you can hear another voice in the background. It's really hard to make out. There is a little bit of static to this being an encrypted channel, But as he stops talking and says over and out, there's that little, like 1 or 2 seconds before the line goes dead, and you hear a voice you recognize as Colonel Myers in the background. It seems to be asking about the specimen. You just kind of hear, what sounds like he's asking, and then the line goes dead.
Okay.
All right. Back in the medical facility. By this time, Mason and Iona have come in. Their eyes just widen at everything that they see here. Mason looks really concerned, not only because she sees this thing in the jar, but also another dead Marine there. She's definitely kind of getting a little stressed out with all of this. But all of you that are still back there, are you doing anything, or are you just waiting for Silva to come back?
Yeah, I'm waiting for Silva. There's something I gotta tell her.
Okay. Hammer, you by this time you found what you need. Are you gonna head back to them, go out to the APC? What was your plan?
Yeah, he'll head back to the room and he'll hand out party favors to Logan and Spears. A little bit of nap relief, and then a little bit of some X stims that he found.
Would one of those stims help curb my stress at all?
It would actually.
Both,
Give me 1 second. I can tell you exactly what they do.
Yeah.
What do we do with the doctor?
He's still taking a nap.
I'm going to administer an extra dose of anesthesia so the doctor doesn't wake up for about 2 hours after we're long gone.
You can absolutely do that. So the stims will, I'll say you can remove 1 stress with that. The nap relief actually removes all stress, but it's basically it's like a instant pain reliever, kind of almost like morphine.
Okay, I'll just do a stim in that case. Once Hammer hands it out, just hit myself in the neck to take 1 stress die off, but I still got to be sharp to drive.
All right.
Man after my own heart. Oh, Chaplain, can you get this? And he's gesturing towards the Marine in the dock. At least stitched up enough that we can take the body.
Body? Why would we want the body?
They want the bodies back, don't they? This is still a Marine, fallen as they are.
If you want proof, we could just take his hand.
I'd rather, if you can staple him up, I'd appreciate it. We can just have Silas drag him down the hall. We've got Reese in storage in the back of the APC.
Program the dock machine to stitch him up.
Okay.
Captain?
Yeah, by this time, Silva, you've come back.
And I'm gonna pull you into a room.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling good.
What do you mean you're not feeling good, Spears?
Having some chest pains.
Did you do? You were exposed in some way to this thing, weren't you?
I was,
got on you, right?
Yeah, it got on me, but it was just like mist.
I don't have time for this, Spears.
I think it got on Hammer too.
You did. Gonna hop in the auto dock, get some answers.
I can't. What are you gonna do?
They're not where we are, right?
No,
they're having
they
a
went to
separate
another room.
conversation.
You're all going through and watching the or Corral get stitched up and probably finding a body bag and all that.
I feel like I should take a stress for this.
Yeah,
yes,
I think
absolutely.
I think that makes sense.
This is very stress inducing. All right, look, Spears. First of all, we have our orders. We've been told to launch an assault on the UPP headquarters and get our Marines back. or deal with them at the very least.
Yeah, I'll follow my orders, but like, don't let that happen to me.
No, fuck no, we're not gonna let that happen to you. Let's keep this to ourselves for now. Keep me updated on your health status.
So you want me to hop in the auto dock?
Are we in one of the auto dock rooms? And
Yeah,
how
it's
long would
a
that
surgery
take?
room number 2.
How long would it take for an auto doc to like
I mean,
diagnose him?
the doctor, right? He was
You
10
going
minutes.
off about cells.
you have to. Well, I mean, if you want to do blood tests and stuff like that, you have to program it.
You have to
so
know
it's a
how to
contact
program
roll.
it. I don't
Yeah,
know
you
how
have
to
to know
program
how
Well,
to use it.
shit.
Chappie's, he's good, right?
All right. Yeah.
He's good for it.
I'm just gonna stick my head in the other room. Chap, come see.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
We need to
you
do
can't
a-
let the rest of the boys know.
No. It's just there's between 3 people in this room. We need to do a body scan on Spears.
Is something wrong with Spears? Please.
You don't feel good.
Okay, I'll get in the machine.
Drop up on the machine. Yep. And I will start the scanner.
All right. How are you programming it? What are you programming it to do?
Same thing as I did for the guy that I just murdered. I want to see if there's anything inside of him growing.
Okay.
Do a blood test.
There'll be plenty of blood.
All right.
Yeah.
No,
So-
but blood test will be part of it.
Spears, you'll have to take off your armor in order to.
Yeah, I'll
in.
disrobe.
Okay. So you get in to the auto dock. Chaplain, you start programming it. You just having it do the scan like before.
I'll have it do the scan, but yeah, I'll take a blood sample as well and
Okay.
have it microscopically scan the blood.
It starts to do the scan. It starts to do the blood test. The blood test comes back as normal with elevated white cells. But when the scan comes back, you can see that there is a foreign body in his chest, although it is very small, nowhere near the size of what was in Carvalho.
Let's treat it like a little claw game. It'll be fine.
Chap,
Just
can we
snatch
get it
right
out of him? Is it gonna kill him to get it out of him?
I think his chances are far better. It's much smaller than the previous one. There won't be anywhere near as much invasive surgery. And while I do that, I'm going to program the thing to give him a shot of anesthesia.
Okay. In this whole time, Spirit, you're kind of lying there. You can hear what they're saying. It's kind of hard to see them because you only have.
Well, if I'm
so
hearing
much
what they're saying, I'm
view.
adding a stress.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
for it. Absolutely.
Because
Yeah.
fuck.
Well, I didn't want to stress him, so I didn't tell him I was going to give him some anesthesia.
But if
No,
he's
when
hearing
you
us
describe
say,
something
we're
in
taking
my
it out of
chest
him, yeah.
cavity,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Look, Chap, he deserves to know. And I'm assuming you've like already pressed the buttons, but like I'm arguing that we need to tell him before we put him down or out, not down.
No, we don't.
So you start programming it, give him a sedative, and Spears, you kind of feel a prick in your arm from a needle, and you slowly
I'm
start to
slipping
lose
under.
consciousness.
I'm not going to use the same procedure as before. I was just interested in getting out the object that was cat-sized, knowing that it would kill the previous guy. In this case, I'm going to treat it more like is it near his stomach?
No, it's in his chest. It's kind of nestled on top of his. I would say, probably near his stomach, between his stomach and his lungs. I'm not a doctor, so I don't remember where every organ is in the body, but
But it's not actually in an orifice. It's growing. That's really interesting. Some sort of hypermutation. Is this organism causing this thing to grow. Maybe it's not an egg, maybe it is an infection. Yet his blood didn't show anything except elevated white
I mean, chap, we were
counts.
all in the Marshall station. We could all be infected. This is some
Yeah,
airborne
that's
shit.
true. We might have to check everyone. If it's growing in his actual body cavity, it's the reason why his white blood cell count is high is because it's actually feeding off of his blood and his tissue. I'm going to try to do it like kind of like an let's say a tumor surgery, but very delicately, so that I don't, rupture his heart or anything like that.
Okay. Go ahead. You're going to have to program it to do this.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me another ComTech roll.
ComTech and medical are for me. I got 1-6.
All right.
Push it.
You can if you want.
He can't. He's
well,
an android.
actually, no, he can't.
Oh,
Androids
can't
cannot push
damn.
rolls, unfortunately.
No.
So you program it. As far as you can tell, it appears to be the correct program. So it's ready to go if you kind of click the button to do so.
Captain, do I have your approval? I promise not to kill him, or try not to kill him.
Let's do it.
The mercy is he'll never know it.
Just do it, chap. Just do it.
Right. I hit the button.
You hit the button and the machine whirs to life.
But I am watching carefully. If I think the machine's going to do anything that might harm him, I will stop the machine and maybe take over.
I feel like we can't hide that noise from Hammer and Logan, to be honest. I don't know how quiet they are, but if they're noisy,
I mean,
at all,
they're kind of noisy
perhaps you should,
to begin with.
Perhaps you should go explain to them what's going on.
I'll go.
All right, so you walk out to start explaining. Chaplain, I'm going to give you an option here. The auto doc has a medical value, whatever the skill is, of 6. I'm going to give it a bonus die. Would you like me to roll, or would you like to roll?
I'm sorry, I don't understand what we're doing.
So
to see if it succeeds.
To see how, if it succeeds.
A 6 plus, you said 1?
Yes, so 7 dice total.
Okay, I'll roll. Or you can roll. I don't know. What does the victim want to do? I got.
Did you roll? Did you roll?
I did.
Did you? All right. All right.
Sorry.
So, what did you get? Sorry.
2 6s.
So the machine starts to open up spears. You see the laser go down his chest. You see the second laser go through and crack his chest open. The pincers start to reach in as it's working inside of his chest in order to sorry, my computer was screwing up there. In order to try to remove whatever is inside of him. You can see that his pulse and his breathing, it elevates and then starts to slow down. It's very abnormal as it's doing it, as it's trying to do the procedure. After what seemed, you see the clock start ticking down for the procedure. Within 30 seconds, as it goes through, it finally reaches in and extracts the thing that's within him. The thing itself is kind of slowly moving, almost like you would expect a newborn baby to. But as far as you can tell, Spears is still alive.
a larva of some sort. I am going to isolate it, the way you would medical waste during an actual operation. And then I am going to very carefully put Spears back together. I'll put metal staples in his ribs to bring them back together. And
all right. You start to you're able to easily do that. The thing is isolated. It's still moving. When you say isolated, are you trying to kill it or just?
No, I would sterilize it if I wanted to kill it.
Right.
I'm trying to quarantine it.
Okay, so it kind of gets quarantined in some biological tube.
Yeah.
The thing, the machine starts to stitch Spears up. Silva, you've gone out and are telling. What are you telling Hammer and Logan?
Yeah, when I
No,
walk
fuck you.
back
I'm
in.
not going to carry him. You carry him. You got the last guy.
Listen, shut the fuck up. I look like I've aged about 5 years and 2 minutes since I came back.
Sir?
Spears has got it in him.
That makes sense.
Cap's looking to get it out. What do you? That makes sense, Hammer. What, you feel wrong too?
No, he told me he was thinking about leaving the Marines. That little bit of weakness in his heart.
Okay. Chap's trying to get it out.
By this time, after you've talked back and forth a little bit, Chaplain, what are you going to do?
So I'm isolating the specimen so we can get that to Colonel Myers as well. Once Spears is stitched back up again, and I've given him an adequate painkiller, I revive him.
Spears, you wait. Go ahead, sorry.
Well, as he wakes up, I'm going to lean over and very gently tell him what has happened, that I successfully removed the organism from him, and that he's going to be a little tender for a while, but his life is saved.
Jesus Christ, Chappie, you saved my life.
Yeah, your chest is killing you.
Yeah.
Even with the painkillers that he's given you, you are hurting. In fact, for the foreseeable future, you have a -2 penalty to close combat and mobility.
Okay.
But
also,
you are breathing and alive. Go ahead.
Don't cough or sneeze for at least 6 months.
I'll try. Chappie.
With that, Silva, Hammer, and Logan, I would imagine you would come in, see Spears kind of sitting up from the auto dock. This thing that was extracted from him in a container that Chaplain now has. The thing inside is slowly moving, but it's much, much smaller than even the thing that was pulled out of Reese. You
Ugly
all
little bugger.
You all can hear from outside the familiar sound of a Cheyenne dropship landing in front of the hospital. I think that is where we will end it for today.
Logan and Hammer, you're in the machine next to find out what the hell is going on.
It can wait.
I feel fine.
Our players included Holly Buto, Nathan Decker, Dr. Lex Hurley, Alex Sun, and myself, with Tyler Hudak as the game AI. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes or Spotify. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 a month helps us a lot. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure to the dark future and the alien role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.